what? We're gonna get a cast photo.
I'm out.
Oh no.
I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
For real?
What?
Oh,
More stuff? Come on, Garcelle.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
Guys, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want cameras here.
I'm done.
Hey guys, so I have some news. I've decided to leave Beverly Hills.
Are you hopeful for your friendship in the future? I am hopeful. Yeah, but yeah, right. She just needs a little breather right now, right? I'm just hoping that Garcelle is good and happy and on the path that she wants to be on, which I know she is.
V. Miller, when does RHOBH season 15 start filming, and are you returning? Unclear across the board.
Welcome back to Celebrity News Addict. Today, we'll be diving into all the drama surrounding the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills since the season 14 reunion. Although the franchise has ended for another year, the drama never stops. So in this video, we'll be getting into all the post-reunion headlines, including everything we know so far around Dorit filing for divorce, who PK was caught kissing, and the truth behind Dorit and PK's financial crisis and foreclosure notice. Plus, the real reason Garcelle walked out of the reunion, why Garcelle has chosen to unfollow most of the cast on Instagram, including closest ally Sutton, plus Erika Jayne calls for new blood on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and states casting is up in the air for next season. From $300,000 debts to inappropriate texts, friendship breakups and makeups, and another Real Housewives franchise facing casting chaos, we've got a lot to cover. So let's get into it. We'll start by getting into everything we know about Dorit and PK's financial drama amidst their separation, before diving into all the details around the future of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and the Garcelle versus Sutton switch-up. Let's start with a quick background on Dorit and PK's relationship to give some context to how they wound up in this mess. So, Dorit and PK met in 2011, and after a few happy years, in February 2014, the pair welcomed their first child, Jagger, to the family. 1 year later, on March 7th, 2015, Dorit and PK tied the knot, before welcoming their daughter Phoenix in February 2016. It was shortly after Phoenix's birth that we first saw Dorit on The Real Housewives as she made her debut in season 7. It seemed everything was going well for the couple until the traumatic event that triggered their downfall. In October 2021, Dorit was robbed at gunpoint while in their home in Encino Hills, while Phoenix and Jagger were home, but PK was away in London on a business trip. This led to Dorit struggling with PTSD and a lot of side eyes from the rest of the cast, which became a central storyline for Dorit over the past couple of years, and seemingly a key reason why Garcelle decided to quit Beverly Hills this season. But more on that later. So, after Dorit's terrifying ordeal in 2021, a couple of years later, in 2023, rumors started circling that Dorit and PK were headed for separation. At the time, they both continued to deny these rumors, stating they were working through their issues and openly working with a relationship counselor on Beverly Hills, where Dorit opened up about how the PTSD was impacting her daily life and their marriage, to which PK seemed fairly unsympathetic. Then, in May 2024, just weeks after celebrating their 9-year wedding anniversary, Dorit and PK officially announced they would be separating with an Instagram post which said, quote, "We as a couple have been subject to a lot of speculation about our marriage. We have had our struggles over the last few years and continue to work through them as two people who love each other and share 2 amazing children together. To safeguard our deep friendship and maintain a harmonious environment for our children, we have made the mutual and difficult decision to take some time apart and reevaluate our relationship while we prioritize our children. We appreciate your love and support while we continue to do the work necessary throughout this journey. With love, Dorit and PK." Although amicable at first, this separation was about to turn very, very nasty, thanks in part to Kyle Richards' text with PK, which we'll circle back to later. Other reasons that have been cited for the separation by either Dorit or PK are PK's alleged drinking problem, Dorit's PTSD, the changes the pair have gone through since joining Beverly Hills, but also, I suspect, the financial trouble that PK had landed the pair in. So, in November 2024, just months after announcing their separation, it was reported that Dorit and PK were in pre-foreclosure on their $7.5 million home in Encino Hills. According to reports, a notice of default was filed on October 16, 2024, stating that they owed $298,556 after the pair had missed more than 4 months of payments on their 7,100 square foot home, which they had purchased for $6.5 million back in 2019. When the news first broke, an insider told Star magazine, quote, "They've missed mortgage payments and Dorit is freaking out that they'll lose their house," adding, quote, "Dorit is putting blame on PK for mismanaging their finances and was, quote, mortified that everyone knows the glamorous life they led is a sham and they're drowning in debt." But the pre-foreclosure notice wasn't the first bit of money trouble that the pair had found themselves in. In fact, the couple have continuously racked up huge sums of tax debt, starting all the way back in 2015. According to court documents obtained by the US Sun, up until March 16, 2023, Dorit faced $635,887 in unpaid taxes from all the way back in 2015. Although she cleared this debt, reports from late 2023 alleged that she was still yet to pay off debt from 2017 and 2018 taxes, with a tax lien from June 2021 showing that Dorit still owed $90,269 to the IRS. However, according to this same report, Dorit's debts are pocket change compared to those that PK owes. After paying back his $2.27 million debt to the Las Vegas Bellagio Casino in January 2022, according to reports from late 2023, PK also owes a combined total of $986,887 to the IRS and the state of California. This is broken down with $230,965 from his 2014 taxes and $58,548 from his 2016 taxes owed to the IRS, while he also owes $293,222 from 2014 and 2015 and $404,242 from 2016 to the state of California. Please note the latest news I can find on these reports is from the end of 2023, so I'm sure the couple have been on some form of repayment plan or deal with the IRS and the state of California to pay back the money they owe. However, I doubt that their combined total of over $1 million in debt has been totally cleared in just over a year, especially when they're not even making mortgage payments and racking up more debt there too. So maybe the PTSD and drinking problem accusations are all a cover for their financial struggles and the truth about what's really going on. Maybe Garcelle was right and the home invasion was all a scheme to make an insurance claim as they were drowning in debt. Comment below what you think. I'd love to know. Anyway, while rumours continue to swirl about debts and foreclosures, Andy Cohen, never one to shy away from the tough questions, asked Dorit about this notice of default at the season 14 reunion, which filmed on February 28th, 2025, just a couple of months after the pre-foreclosure reports leaked. When questioned, Dorit acted innocent and claimed she, quote, had no idea about it. Let's take a look.
Is the house under foreclosure?
No.
Why have there been reports that it is?
Well, there were reports that it was in pre-foreclosure.
Okay.
I had no idea about it. He told me that they changed the rate. He was trying to get a hold of somebody. No one's returning his calls. That's the way he does business. Until they give him his call back, he's not going to pay.
So that's how you lose a house.
He resolved it. Listen, they ended up calling.
Then, just a few days ago, on April 9th, the US Sun reported that property records now show that the default notice from October 2024 for $298,556 has been rescinded, meaning that the couple likely paid off any missed payments in a lump sum of almost $300,000. The court papers stated, quote, "Notice is hereby given that the present beneficiary and/or the trustee does hereby rescind, cancel, and withdraw said declaration of default and demand for sale," i.e., the pre-foreclosure notice has been rescinded. Although the pair have saved themselves from foreclosure, sadly, avoiding divorce wasn't so easy. After admitting at the reunion that she has, quote, chosen not to have much of a relationship with PK, on Friday, April 25th, Dorit filed a petition for divorce in LA County. Although PK is yet to respond, here's all the details we know as of the date of recording on Saturday, April 26th. So, according to reports by TMZ, Dorit's first request in her filing is to have sole, legal, and physical custody of their two children, Jagger, aged 11, and Phoenix, aged 9. Dorit has also requested spousal support from PK, which could be problematic given what we know about their finances. Notably, after getting married in 2015, the couple reached their milestone 10-year anniversary in March of this year, meaning PK won't be able to get out of spousal support easily thanks to California laws. In fact, the 10-year milestone could mean that PK will owe Dorit spousal support indefinitely or until she remarries. This sudden divorce filing comes in the wake of breaking news that PK was photographed kissing and holding hands with Amazing Race contestant Shayna Wall on Thursday, April 24th. So, Dorit has come out swinging with her requests, but this definitely won't be the last we hear of this divorce battle. I'll be sure to keep you updated as more news surfaces. Anyway, moving on to the Garcelle of it all. After making some bold statements at the reunion that she continues to believe that Dorit's home invasion was a setup and receiving absolutely zero support from her closest ally Sutton, Garcelle decided to storm out of the season 14 reunion without taking the cast photo, claiming she was done with everyone, doesn't trust them, and can't be friends with people like that. Let's have a quick reminder.
Guess what? We're gonna get a cast photo.
I'm out.
Oh no.
I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
For real?
What? Oh, poor stuff.
Come on, Garcelle. Nope, I'm not doing it.
Guys, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want cameras here.
I'm done. And I never say I don't want cameras. I'm always a team player, but there's no team.
So, after filming in February, the dramatic final reunion episode aired just a few days ago on April 15th, and there has been nothing but chaos since then surrounding Garcelle and her relationship with the rest of the cast. But even before the reunion aired, fans already knew that we would be waving goodbye to Garcelle. On March 25th, Garcelle posted a video to her Instagram where she announced her departure from Beverly Hills after 5 years. Check this out.
Hey guys, so I have some news. I've decided to leave Beverly Hills. One of the reasons why I'm leaving is my family, my boys. Their last year of high school is next year, and I want to be a part of that. And Jade is starting a new career, and I want to be a part of that too. And secondly, I have the most exciting projects that I am developing, producing, and acting in. I can't tell you anything right now, but you'll know soon. Andy Cohen says I can come back anytime. The door will always be open, so you never know. I might pop back in sometime.
But after listing her motivations as family and her future projects, the reunion told another story entirely, and so did Garcelle's behavior on Instagram. On March 28th, an insider told Parade that, quote, Garcelle was livid at the reunion, adding, "She was very upset at Sutton for not defending her and sort of backing down against Kyle when it comes to the situation with Morgan. Garcelle felt totally blindsided by Sutton. They did not speak after the reunion." The source concluded, quote, "Sutton and Garcelle are still not speaking, but Sutton and Kyle are." And nearly a month on from this interview in March, it seems Sutton and Garcelle still aren't on speaking terms. And she isn't speaking to the majority of the cast either. Fans have been quick to notice that Sutton and Garcelle have stopped liking each other's posts in recent weeks. And on April 18th, a few days after the final reunion episode aired, fans noticed Garcelle had unfollowed all of the main cast members on Instagram, only continuing to follow Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly. Commenting on this ruthless Instagram cull, on April 20th, Sutton told Page 6, quote, "Garcelle has chosen to unfollow all of the Housewives. I can only imagine that she needs a clean break right now. I love her and I'm giving her the space she needs." Sutton added, quote, "I know that she is going to move through this next chapter with grace and success." But despite Sutton's polite words, after the reunion aired on April 15th, she faced a lot of backlash from fans who believe that she continues to fail to support Garcelle. In fact, on a recent episode of Two Teas in a Pod with Tamra Judge, Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey voiced what fans everywhere were thinking. Check this out.
Last reunion, when Sutton went to pass out, Garcelle left with her. Garcelle caught some heat on that. I just want to point out that when Garcelle walked away, you didn't follow her.
Well, I wish somebody would have followed her.
And then when you went to the room and saw that she had left, you said, "Oh, I thought we were going to supper." Again, it was about you, Sutton.
Personally, I think the 3 days between the reunion airing on April 15th and Garcelle's mass unfollowing on April 18th was Garcelle giving the women time, especially Sutton, to come forward and apologise to her for their lack of support. However, despite the backlash that Sutton has been facing online, clearly no such apology was on offer. So, as Garcelle makes a dramatic exit, what's next for the cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Well, in recent interviews, both Erika, Jayne, and friend of Jennifer Tilly have given some insight into how next season might look, especially for Sutton, now that she has lost her one true ally. In a recent interview with The Cut, Jennifer Tilly discussed how she found her first season on Beverly Hills. One of the first topics to arise was how she felt about being brought onto the show as Sutton's friend, to which Jennifer said, quote, "When they hired me, one of the producers said, you know, we need Sutton to have more allies. They wanted me to come in so that Sutton had more people with whom she could engage in a positive way. Sutton and I have known each other for over 15 years and we've never ever had a fight." Jennifer added, quote, "They've been asking me to be on Housewives, or if I was interested, for several years. I would be like, oh, it seems so toxic. So I wasn't willing to dive in. But I've always been a Housewives superfan." She continued, "I kind of got to pick which I wanted, and picked friend of, because I thought it would be less stressful. The only one-on-one scenes I had were with Sutton, and because I'm the friend of, she's talking about things that happened to her, and I'm being Oprah and nodding along and saying, oh really?" In this same interview, Jennifer also weighed in on Sutton versus Garcelle, and if she thinks Sutton is looking for Kyle's approval. She said, quote, "I've always noticed that, especially this season. Kyle is very kind. There's times when she has not been kind, but overall, she's kind and charismatic, with a very maternal side. And we all love RHOBH, but you all saw how Sutton's mum is a little withholding. When Kyle is taking care of you, I think that that's what Sutton is attracted to." She added, quote, "In St. Lucia, Sutton was so struck when Kyle stood up for her at that dinner. She was glowing. Kyle stood up for me, Kyle stood up for me," she kept repeating. And I'm like, yeah, I stood up for you. Garcelle stood up for you. So it seems it isn't just Garcelle who feels that Sutton is blinded by the light of the Richards sisters. But with Garcelle gone and Sutton in need of an ally, Jennifer was asked about her future on the show and if she would consider becoming a full-time housewife. In response to this, Jennifer said, quote, "I was thinking that might be the way to go. In computer games, my boyfriend tells me there's something called an NPC, which is a non-playing character. You're sort of an NPC as a friend of. Full-time would be the way to go if you want to make any kind of impact at all. And I really want to get to know the other girls better. I personally would love to see Jennifer Tilly as a full-time housewife. She brings such a fun and light-hearted energy. But what do you guys think?" Erika is definitely in agreement that she'd love to see more fresh blood on the show to shake up the friendship group. In an interview with Us Weekly on April 9th, Erika said that casting was, quote, "all up in the air, with all the women unsure who's coming back." When asked whether she thinks Sutton has a path forward with her co-stars after losing her one true ally, Erika said, quote, "I really think that's on Sutton's shoulders and how she responds to everyone in the cast." Adding, quote, "We'll see what happens. I guess if she comes back, if all of us come back, because no one really knows, we'll see where she ends up with the rest of the ladies." While in another interview with Pride on April 11th, Erika expressed hope for new cast members next season. Check this out.
You can kind of manifest your own ideal direction for the show, though, and who you would like to see. Like, what comes to mind?
Listen, I think that it's someone brand new. I think new blood is always good. I mean, look at Bose. She's been a great addition. And so I think someone else new that comes in and just shakes the friend group up a bit.
So, another Housewives franchise is in need of a cast shakeup and calling for some form of recasting. But while everything else is up in flames, it seems Dorit and Kyle may be getting back on track following a tumultuous couple of seasons. I've done a full video on the relationship breakdown and the text that started it all, which will be linked below if you want to check it out. But after a rocky patch in their years-long friendship, things seem to be finally cooling down for Dorit and Kyle. In an interview with Interview magazine in March, before the reunion aired, Dorit reflected on the breakdown of their friendship, saying, quote, "It was mean and it was really hurtful. And I think that's why I had such strong emotions with regards to our friendship and my feelings about it, because it didn't feel consistent with the friendship I'd been made to believe we shared." She added, quote, "I can categorically tell you this. After the reunion, there is absolutely no doubt which way we go." Kyle then went on to confirm things were moving in a positive direction. In an Amazon live stream, which aired on April 8th, Kyle stated that her and Dorit are getting back on track following the reunion filming. Check this out.
Dorit and I are good. I'm happy to say, we worked things out during the season, and then we, of course, had to go over things again at the reunion, which is always tricky. I'm happy to say we're in a better place.
But has this reunion between Dorit and Kyle come at a price? On this same Amazon Live on April 8th, Kyle explained that a huge part of her texts with PK were about Tom Girardi's car accident. Let's take a look.
Okay, what is the funniest meme that PK has sent you? I mean, there was a time he would send me memes that was like about when Erika had said, Tom crashed his car or whatever, that whole, there's like a lot of memes about that. What was it that it was? Anyway.
Like, it was,
when she was like going on and I was just like, it was her story. I was like, in Pasadena? Like, anyway, he would send me funny things, like parodies of that and stuff. So, anyway.
What do you guys think? Is Dorit and Kyle's friendship being reforged at Erika's expense? Is Erika going to be pissed about the content of these messages? Is the jokes and memes claim even true at all? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. I'd also love to know where you think Real Housewives of Beverly Hills goes next. Will Jennifer Tilly return as a housewife or a friend of? Will they be recasting anyone else? Or will we see some completely fresh blood and new additions as Erika is calling for? Whatever happens, the stage is set for season 15 and I can't wait to see what happens next. That's it for today's video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more reality TV news and updates as they happen. Thanks for watching.